Vince stole the Universal Championship. If you go back on history, you will see that Vince and the Elites stole our Universal Championship.
So it's amazing you said that. Do you think he had the biggest drinking capacity? Or we have heard Andre the Giant stories over time. We have heard so many stories. Do you think Flair had the biggest capacity?
Well, I also partied with Andre the Giant because Andre the Giant was very close with one of my brothers, with Jean Gagne or Frenchie Martin or Pierre Martel in Puerto Rico. So he could go like a trip from San Juan to Ponce, drink a whole case of the local beer, and then go from the local beer into wine. And one of the nicest guys. I remember that they set me up because I used to manage like Abdullah the Butcher also before going full time into commentating, producing, and create. Many people forget that I was brought into WWF back then. Not to do play-by-play, but to be one of the creative guys for Vince and to produce, especially the Spanish shows. And because of an incident between Carlos Cabrera and his Truco, his partner, that went into almost a shoot. And when you get Carlos Cabrera upset, that's like, what the heck did you guys do? Because Carlos is like the nicest guy. And like even Jim Ross said about Carlos, boy, I wish I would have had the pipes that Carlos, that's what he called him, Carlos La Voz, the voice Cabrera. Because even Jim Ross said, oh, if I would only have had his voice, what could I have done? So having that opportunity was good. And then Vince said, I want you to do the show. We're just going to go with what we should have done from the beginning, you and Carlos, but I did the creative stuff. With the whole team was Vince, it was Pat Patterson, Bruce Pritchard, and I, and our assistants back then were like Shane McMahon and Stephanie. Can you believe that? and Vince and Linda would have gotten upset if they knew that you treated them better because they were their kids. You will get heat. So it was just beautiful. And when with Andre the Giant story is we were going to one of those islands because Puerto Rico at the time was making more money than a lot of territories in the world. Puerto Rico at one point, even though a small island, ran like South America and ran like Port of Spain, Trinidad, and with Vince's father, a place like Curacao, you will have a mixed freaking card. It was unbelievable. It would be like, the time it was not still the World Wrestling Council or Consejo Mundial de Lucha, which by the way, let me tell you that the what Mexico uses the World Wrestling Council, they stole it from us. And then Vince stole the Universal Championship. If you go back on history, you will see that Vince and the Elites stole our Universal Championship because it was the NWA World Champion, Ric Flair, against the then created World Wrestling Council, and the winner will be legit the Universal Champion, recognized by they. And a lot of people don't know this, and that was the creation of the Universal Championship. So way back, we had that. So it wasn't like an invention of Vince putting these Universal Championship. So going back to that we had at that time, and Andre the Giant was just like the most famous guy, and he will win all the battle royals around the world. And they had one in Curacao, and for some reason, usually he would be the last guy coming into the ring. And this time, he was like the 29th guy, and they let me be the 30th. So I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? What I said is two wrestling companies, Vince's father, Carlos Colon's company, and Jericho's company. So I said, well, somebody just blew it. And then I get announced. I remember I had like my white silver trunks, and they announced me, and I'm the bad guy that manages Abdullah, and my thing was, mi monstruo, mi máquina, Abdullah. And we would sell out like every place around the Caribbean and all that. So when I come in, all of them jump me. All of the boys in the ring jump me, and then they set me up like a full Nelson like this, my chest exposed, and Andre the Giant chopped me, and Andre was my friend. He chopped me twice with those big hands, like right here, so freaking hard that I could not believe that this guy that is like a gentle giant was actually potatoing me and giving me two hard chops. And then one of the guys, because people cannot see it, they put ice cubes in the back of my trunk, and I was held two chops by Andre the Giant, and ice cubes in my, in my ass, inside my trunk, white silver trunks. It's hot. It's Curacao. Ice is melting, and then boom, Andre the Giant throws me over the top rope. So I'm the first guy eliminated. But now the ice is melting, and it looks like I just pee my trunk, and that's my story with being eliminated first by Andre the Giant, being chopped twice, and having ice cubes on my butt, and people thinking that I just pissed my trunks. That's one of the stories. And with Flair, he could do almost the same drinking as Andre the Giant, but he will still do a 1 hour with one of the talents in that country, so that company could have the street credit of having their champion face Flair. The world champion did not beat Flair, but went 60 minutes with Flair. And you say, how the heck can he do it 1 hour after he just stopped drinking kamikazes and knocked all of us out with the alcohol, even though like we were doing drugs, and then he would still be like the last guy standing in that freaking bar. And like I said at the beginning, he was the first guy that I saw tip $500. And I love Flair. Wow, I think he's, one of the best in our game. And he was very good for our business because he was like an actual star before all this big machine of publicity of WWE. Flair was the star in our business.